To carry on from our last video about the social types and animals, we wanted to talk through some examples of using officially typed people, where the animal stack would be the most and least congruent with the social stack. Now remember that we're looking at this in terms of roles within the organization. The number 1 at the top, creating the vision, the 2, organizing and delegating, the 3, executing on the tasks, and the 4, connecting with the team.
This means that the social need of flex most closely corresponds to sleep, responsibility to blast, specialized to consume, and friends to play. To preface this is simply based on our own interpretation of the animals and the social needs. We are not saying in any way that we are right and Shen Dave are wrong.
The number 1s, so flex aligning with sleep. So the most congruent animal stack would be sleep, blast, consume, play. An example being Steve Jobs, who is a double masculine NI-FI, sleep, blast, consume, play. So he had a personal vision of where he wanted Apple to go, and he organized the tribe to execute on this vision. But this was all without actually doing the technical work. The most incongruent animal stack would be the play, consume, blast, sleep. So this would be Arnold, who is a visual TESE, play, consume, blast, sleep. Having sleep blast, you would expect Arnold to struggle with narrowing down on a personal vision and not going anywhere. But he found something that he loved early on and reached the top of multiple fields as a highly specialized performer and entertainer.
For the number 2s, their first social need of responsibility aligns most closely with blast. The most congruent animal stack would therefore be blast, play, sleep, consume. A not perfect but relatively close example would be Tony Robbins, who is a double masculine TESE, play, blast, consume, sleep. He teaches and pushes people to do better in a highly organized manner while entertaining and connecting with them for hours on end. The most incongruent animal stack for number 2 would be consume, sleep, play, blast. An example of this would be Chris Carr, who is a double feminine TINE, consume, sleep, play, blast. After getting her cancer diagnosis, Chris took complete responsibility for her health and is now teaching and inspiring others to do the same.
Okay, the number 3s, so specialize, aligning with consume. The most congruent animal stack would be the consume, sleep, play, blast. So an example of this would be Weird Al, who is audio, NEFI, consume, sleep, play, blast. He used consume to specialize in one particular field while carving out a niche for himself based on his own narrowed down interests. The most incongruent animal stack would be the blast, play, sleep, consume. A close example of this would be Darren Brown, who is double feminine, NIFE, blast, play, consume, sleep. He was able to specialize and master the role of a mentalist, while his outward focus on blast and play to teach and interact with the tribe probably created a lot of inner conflict and tension.
And last but not least, for the number 4s, their first social need of friends most closely aligns with play. The most congruent animal stack for number 4 would be play, consume, blast, sleep. One close example of that would be Patrick Stewart, who is double feminine, NETE, play, consume, sleep, blast. He uses play to connect with and perform for others, while having a specialized role that others delegate him to play. The most incongruent animal stack for number 4 would be sleep, blast, consume, play. A, again, pretty close example would be Lin-Manuel Miranda, whose audio NIFI, sleep, blast, play, consume. With sleep and blast at the top, Lin has his own way of doing things and pursuing his vision, but he uses all that for the purpose of literally creating specialized role for himself and his friends.
So hopefully that has provided you with a little bit more clarity of the structure that we spoke about in our last video. But we will be doing a more in-depth view of each social type using examples of the officially typed people in this video in the near future.